This retelling draws from Scripture and reflects one perspective on the passage discussed. Different traditions and scholars read these passages in different ways. We encourage you to read the full passage yourself and reach your own understanding. In the Bible, the number 3 emerges as a symbolic motif, deeply intertwined with themes of completion, divine presence, and resurrection. From the creation narratives in Genesis to the New Testament accounts of Jesus, the representation of this number offers layers of meaning. These explorations can be traced throughout both canonical texts and the broader cultural context of ancient Scripture. The significance of the number 3 begins in the Genesis creation narrative, where God creates the world in 6 days and rests on the 7th. There we find the triadic structure reflecting divine order. The first 3 days focus on forming the environment, culminating in the creation of living beings on the next 3. This sets a harmonious pattern of separation and intent that suggests a completion in the triadic form. In the Gospels, this theme continues to resonate. Within the narrative of Jesus' life, we encounter pivotal moments such as his rising from the dead on the 3rd day, a cornerstone event of Christian faith. This resurrection not only marks victory over death, but also emphasizes a divine pattern of renewal and hope. In another instance, before his arrest, Jesus tells Peter that he will deny him 3 times before the rooster crows, a moment that signifies both judgment and the potential for restoration. Beyond these, we are reminded of the 3 patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who establish a lineage of faith and covenantal promise, embodying the notion of divine faithfulness through generations. The 3 gifts of the Magi, the 3 days Jonah spends in the belly of the great fish, and even the 3-fold repetition of holiness in the seraphim's cry in Isaiah. These instances serve as reminders of how the number 3 threads through narratives, reflecting God's presence and purpose. Reflecting on these patterns, it suggests that the number 3 could symbolize a complex interplay of judgment and grace. Many scholars conclude that these triadic moments in Scripture highlight not only the divine authority, but also pave pathways to restoration, echoing the theme that God's correction serves to draw believers closer to Him rather than merely demarcating punishment. As we meditate on these stories and symbols, we find an invitation to consider the rhythm of restoration found in our own lives, the moments of challenge that may lead us to deeper understanding and renewal. In the heart of Scripture, the number 3 reminds us of the profound layers of divine narrative, beckoning us to explore with reverence and curiosity.